Marcelito Pomoy walks onto the AGT Champions stage with a quiet confidence that almost goes unnoticed at first. He stands calmly under the bright lights, holding the microphone with both hands, dressed simply, without any flashy appearance. The judges look at him with polite curiosity rather than excitement. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, arms crossed, clearly unsure of what to expect. The audience settles into silence, ready for another performance but unaware that they are about to witness something unforgettable. As the music begins, Marcelito takes a deep breath, his face focused and serious, as if he is carrying the weight of his entire journey onto this stage. He starts singing in a deep, powerful male voice that instantly fills the theater. The tone is rich and controlled, resonating across the room with confidence and emotion. Heads begin to turn in the audience as people realize this is not an ordinary singer. The judges lean forward slightly, impressed but still trying to understand what makes him special. Then, in a moment that feels almost unreal, Marcelito seamlessly shifts into a high, clear female voice without stopping the song. The sudden change sends shockwaves through the crowd. Gasps echo throughout the theater as people look at each other in disbelief, questioning whether what they just heard is even possible. Simon Cowell's expression changes instantly. His eyes widen, his posture straightens, and his attention locks onto the stage. The audience erupts into murmurs, some people covering their mouths, others shaking their heads in amazement. Marcelito continues switching between male and female vocals with flawless timing, creating the illusion of a duet performed by one person. Each transition is smooth and emotionally charged, showing not just technical skill but deep musical understanding. The lights intensify, reflecting the rising energy in the room, while the music swells to support the dramatic performance. By the time the final note of the opening section rings out, the atmosphere inside the theater has completely transformed. What began as quiet curiosity has turned into pure astonishment. Applause breaks out even before the song is finished, with cheers growing louder by the second. Marcelito remains focused, eyes closed for a brief moment, fully immersed in his performance. In that instant, it becomes clear that this is not just an audition, it is the beginning of a legendary AGT Champions moment that will be remembered long after the stage lights fade. As Marcelito continues singing, the energy inside the theater rises to an entirely new level. The shock of his vocal switch has not faded. Instead, it grows stronger with every note. He moves effortlessly between his deep male register and his soaring female voice, each transition cleaner and more emotional than the last. The performance now feels like a perfectly synchronized duet. Even though he stands alone on stage, the audience begins to react louder, cheering mid-song, unable to contain their excitement. People lean forward in their seats, phones raised, desperate to capture the moment they know will go viral. At the judges' table, reactions turn into pure disbelief. Heidi Klum covers her mouth, shaking her head as if trying to process what she is hearing. Howie Mandel laughs out loud, pointing toward the stage, stunned by the uniqueness of the talent in front of him. Alicia Dixon's eyes fill with emotion as she watches the performance unfold, clearly moved by both the voice and the story behind it. Simon Cowell, known for interrupting acts he doesn't believe in, remains completely silent. He doesn't stop the performance. Instead, he stares at Marcelito with intense focus, as though he is witnessing something he never expected to see on his stage. The music builds toward a powerful climax, and Marcelito's control becomes even more impressive. His female voice floats delicately through the theater, then drops instantly into a strong male harmony, creating a dramatic contrast that sends chills through the crowd. The audience begins to rise from their seats one by one, applause breaking out before the song even ends. The sound of clapping mixes with cheers and shouts of amazement, filling the room with overwhelming energy. When the final note rings out, there is a brief moment of silence, an almost sacred pause, before the entire theater explodes. The crowd leaps to their feet in a full standing ovation, cheering at the top of their lungs. Simon Cowell finally reacts, standing up slowly with a look of genuine astonishment on his face. He nods in approval, clearly impressed. In that moment, it becomes obvious that Marcelito has done more than just perform a song. He has completely won over the judges, shocked America, and proven that his talent belongs among the very best on AGT Champions. As the applause continues to thunder through the theater, Marcelito stands at the center of the stage, overwhelmed by the reaction. His eyes shine with emotion as he bows his head, placing a hand over his heart in gratitude. The cheers seem endless, growing louder as the judges rise to their feet one by one. The moment feels historic, as if the entire room understands they have just witnessed something truly rare. Marcelito takes a deep breath, trying to steady himself, clearly moved by the love pouring in from every corner of the auditorium. When the judges finally speak, their words only amplify the impact of the moment. Simon Cowell steps forward with a serious expression that quickly softens into admiration. He praises Marcelito for delivering one of the most unique performances ever seen on the show, admitting that he was completely unprepared for what he heard. The judges highlight not only his extraordinary vocal ability, but also the emotion and control behind it. They recognize that this performance was not just technically impressive, but deeply touching, connecting instantly with millions watching at home. As the camera pans across the audience, people are seen wiping away tears, smiling, and applauding with pride. For many Filipino viewers, this moment represents far more than a talent show performance. It is a powerful symbol of hope, resilience, and global recognition. Marcelito's journey from hardship to standing ovations on an international stage becomes part of the story, adding depth and meaning to his victory. Social media begins to explode almost instantly, with clips of the performance spreading rapidly across platforms, praised by fans and celebrities alike. Back on stage, Marcelito thanks the judges and the audience with humility, his voice trembling as he expresses gratitude for the opportunity. He stands a little taller now, confidence replacing nerves, knowing he has made a lasting impact. As the lights dim and the crowd continues cheering, it becomes clear that this is more than the end of a performance. It is the beginning of a legacy. Marcelito Pomoy leaves the AGT Champions stage not just as a contestant, but as a global sensation who shocked America and inspired the world with a voice unlike any other.